Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Naresh Maghu with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates and lays foundation stones of multiple development projects in Shillong, Meghalaya. Addressing a public meeting, Mr. Modi says the centre is according highest priority to development of the northeast region, showing positive results on the ground. Home Minister Amit Shah appeals to the insurgents in the northeast to lay down arms and help in speeding up economic development. INS Mormugao, a P-15B stealth-guided missile destroyer commissioned into the Indian Navy. In cricket, India defeat Bangladesh by 188 runs in Chattogram test, take 1-0 lead in two-match series. And FIFA World Cup to conclude with the grand finale between Argentina and France in Qatar tonight. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stones of multiple projects worth over 2,450 crore rupees at a public function in Shillong today. Mr. Modi dedicated to the nation 4G mobile towers, of which more than 320 have been completed and around 890 are under construction. He also inaugurated the new campus of IIM Shillong at Umsoli. He inaugurated the Shillong-Diengpaso Road, which will provide better connectivity to the new Shillong satellite township and decongest Shillong. The Prime Minister also inaugurated 4 other road projects across 3 states, with Meghalaya, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh. Mr. Modi also laid the foundation stone of the Integrated Hospitality and Convention Centre at Tura and Shillong Technology Park Phase 2. He also inaugurated 21 Hindi libraries in Mizoram, Manipur, Tripura and Assam. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said that his government has bid goodbye to nepotism, vote bank politics and delay in implementation of projects, which has led to a positive result on the ground. He said development is not limited to inaugurations and foundation-laying ceremonies, but change has taken place in our resolve and priorities.
इस वर्ष देश में 7 लाख करोड़ रुपए, ये आंकड़ा मेघालय के भाई बहन याद रखना, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के मेरे भाई बहन याद रखना, सिर्फ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए केंद्र सरकार 7 लाख करोड़ रुपया खर्च कर रही है, जबकि 8 वर्ष पहले ये खर्च 2 लाख करोड़ रुपए से भी कम था। यानी आजादी के 7 दशक बाद भी सिर्फ 2 लाख करोड़ रुपए तक पहुंचे और 8 वर्षों में लगभग 4 गुना क्षमता हमने बढ़ाई है। आज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को लेकर अनेक राज्यों के बीच में कंपटीशन हो रही है, स्पर्धा हो रही है, विकास की स्पर्धा हो रही है। देश में ये जो बदलाव आया है, उसका सबसे बड़ा लाभार्थी भी आज ये मेरा नॉर्थ ईस्ट ही है।
The Prime Minister said air services in the region have also been extended on 16 routes to provide better connectivity to the people. The first sports university of the country has also been set up in Northeast. Mr. Modi said his government is determined to giving priority to capacity building and removing disparities.
हमें विकास के कार्यों को ज्यादा रफ्तार देने और ज्यादा प्रभावशाली बनाने में प्रयासों का अच्छा परिणाम भी नजर आ रहा है। यही नहीं, स्पोर्ट्स को लेकर भी केंद्र सरकार आज एक नई अप्रोच के साथ आगे बढ़ रही है। इसका लाभ नॉर्थ ईस्ट को हुआ है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के मेरे नौजवानों को, हमारी बेटे बेटियों को हुआ है। देश की पहली स्पोर्ट्स यूनिवर्सिटी नॉर्थ ईस्ट में है। आज नॉर्थ ईस्ट में मल्टीपर्पज हॉल, फुटबॉल मैदान, एथलेटिक्स ट्रैक, ऐसे 90 प्रोजेक्ट्स पर काम चल रहा है।
The Prime Minister reached Shillong this morning on his visit to Meghalaya and Tripura and chaired the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the North Eastern Council in Shillong. Speaking after the meeting, Union Home Minister Amit Shah said the centre is according priority to budget allocations for the Northeast, which is visible on the ground. A separate ministry has been constituted for this purpose.
अभी अभी प्रधानमंत्री जी के अध्यक्षता में नॉर्थ काउंसिल की मीटिंग समाप्त हुई है और इस मीटिंग में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 50 साल के नॉर्थ ईस्ट काउंसिल के काम की तो सराहना की, साथ ही साथ में अगले 50 साल नॉर्थ ईस्ट काउंसिल 25 साल के बाद उत्तर पूर्व कैसा होगा इसका एक खाका खींचकर विकास के सभी आयामों पर अपने लक्ष्य तय करें, ये भी कहा है। 8 साल पहले का उत्तर पूर्व और आज का उत्तर पूर्व, मोदी जी के प्रधानमंत्री बनने के पहले का उत्तर पूर्व और आज का उत्तर पूर्व, इसकी तुलनात्मक दृष्टिकोण से अभ्यास करते हैं तो मालूम पड़ता है कि मोदी जी के प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद उत्तर पूर्व पहली बार शांति और विकास के रास्ते पर आगे बढ़ा हुआ नजर आता है।
Mr. Shah appealed to the insurgents to lay down arms and help the region to march ahead with the rest of the country. In Tripura, the Prime Minister will inaugurate and lay the foundation stones of various key projects worth over 4,350 crore rupees at a public function in Agartala this afternoon. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today commissioned INS Mormugao, a P-15B stealth-guided missile destroyer, into the Indian Navy in Mumbai. Governor of Goa, Sridharan Pillai, Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant, CDS General Anil Chauhan, and CNC Vice Admiral Ajendra Bahadur Singh, along with other dignitaries, were present on the occasion. Speaking on the occasion, the Defence Minister said, INS Mormugao is one of the most capable ships of Indian Navy, and its commissioning is an example of India's warship design and developmental excellence.
यह कमिश्निंग उन महानायकों के प्रति राष्ट्र की श्रद्धांजलि है और उनके सपनों को पूरा करने के प्रति हमारे संकल्प की यह अभिव्यक्ति भी है। मोरमुगांव का नाम हमें इस देश के शौर्य और साहस की याद दिलाने वाला नाम है। समृद्ध समुद्री विरासत से भरपूर गोवा की यह हिस्टोरिकल सिटी हमारे गौरवशाली इतिहास की दृष्टि से बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। समय समय पर गोवा में अनेक साम्राज्य आए और गए, लेकिन इसके लंबे इतिहास में गोवा की यह पोर्ट सिटी लगातार पूरी आन बान और शान के साथ विद्यमान है। मोरमुगांव फोर्ट हो, मोरमुगांव पोर्ट हो, दोनों का ही नाम भारत के इतिहास में बहुत ही विशिष्टता के साथ दर्ज है।
Mr. Singh said, in today's fast-changing global scenario, there is a strong need to keep the country ready to face any situation. He said the country is aware of the recent global changes due to COVID, then the Middle East, Afghanistan, and lastly, the Ukraine crisis. The death toll in the Bihar Hooch tragedy has risen to 83. Maximum 76 deaths have been reported from Saran district. 5 people died in Siwan, while 2 died in Begusarai district. Deaths due to the Hooch tragedy are spreading to new areas of the state. 27 people have lost their eyesight. The casualties are likely to go up further as 31 people are undergoing treatment in various hospitals. 14 of them are in a serious condition. The National Human Rights Commission NHRC has decided to depute its own team for an on-the-spot inquiry into the rising death toll in the Bihar Hooch tragedy. The Commission said that most of the victims belong to poor families and probably cannot afford costly medical treatment in private hospitals. It said the state government should provide the best possible medical treatment to the victims. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today laid the foundation stone for a 9-story new office complex, Vaigai, to be built at a cost of 92 crore rupees at the Custom House in Chennai. Speaking at the function, she said, in order to facilitate India's commitment to improve trade, export and import, the office complex will be housing all the necessary offices required for custom clearances in one place. The building will be unique in nature and will be a template for the construction of other offices in future in any part of the country. The minister appreciated the officials for taking inspiration from Prime Minister's Swachh Bharat initiative in maintaining the office complex clean and tidy.
I also like the fact that deriving inspiration from Swachh Bharat, not only redoing, but at least polishing all those credible awards that you have won over the years and giving them the due shine that they need is very symbolic, and I think that is indicative of to what extent minute planning has happened.
The Finance Minister also planted a sapling as a mark of construction of an eco-friendly environment. Union Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia today launched e-consultancy services under the e-Sanjeevani initiative at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences AIIMS in Bibi Nagar in Telangana. Speaking on the occasion, the minister said the government has taken several initiatives to improve medical infrastructure and services during the past few years. He said the world is looking towards India for easy and accessible medical services, and the country is on its path for becoming a pharmaceutical hub. He stressed the need for improving digital services in the medical field so that data relating to patients can be maintained for reference. Basic services were being restored in Ukraine's capital Kyiv yesterday after the latest wave of Russian airstrikes on critical infrastructure as residents navigated a city gripped by fog and girded for a holiday season marked by uncertainty. Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said a quarter of Kyiv remained without heating, but the metro system was back in service and all residents have been reconnected to water supply. Ukrainian officials said Russia fired more than 70 missiles on Friday in one of its heaviest barrages since the Kremlin's February 24 invasion, forcing emergency blackouts nationwide. President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a video address that Ukraine has managed to restore power to almost 6 million people in the last 24 hours. Indian origin Leo Varadkar has returned for a second term as Ireland's Prime Minister as part of a job-sharing deal made by the country's centrist coalition government. Lawmakers voted to approve Varadkar's nomination to replace Michael Martin during the special session of the day, the lower house of Ireland Parliament. His appointment was confirmed when he received the seal of office from President Michael D. Higgins. Earlier, Mr. Varadkar was the Prime Minister from 2017 to 2020. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated Mr. Varadkar on assuming the office. International Migrants' Day is being celebrated today with an aim at drawing focus towards the social and economic conditions of migrants all across the globe. In a tweet, the UN said 1 in every 30 people in the world is a migrant. He said Migrants' Day is an opportunity to celebrate the millions of migrants that are integral members of the societies in which they live and their contributions to both their home and host countries. In recent years, conflict, insecurity, and the effects of climate change, war, and conflict have heavily contributed to the forced movement, whether within countries or across borders. India have won the first cricket test against Bangladesh at Chattogram, taking a 1-0 lead in the two-match series. They defeated the hosts by 188 runs this morning. Resuming their second innings at the overnight score of 272 for 6, Bangladesh were bowled out for 324 in the first session of the final day of the play. Bangladesh lost Mehdi Hasan Miraz's wicket early on. Captain Shakib Al Hasan was next to depart at 84 after Kuldeep Yadav found his middle stump. A month-long sports extravaganza will come to an end tonight as Argentina take on defending champions France in the grand finale of the FIFA World Cup at the Lusail Iconic Stadium in Qatar. The match starts at 8:30 p.m. Indian time, following the closing ceremony which begins at 7 this evening. Here is a preview of the match from our sports desk.
Both Argentina and France look evenly matched. The top 4 scorers in the FIFA World Cup 2022 are evenly distributed between the two sides. Argentina's Lionel Messi and France's Kylian Mbappe are the joint top scorers in this edition of the tournament with 5 goals apiece, while Olivier Giroud of France and Julian Alvarez of Argentina with 4 goals each are joint second. Lionel Messi will play his final international game for his country tonight. This match will also give an opportunity to tomorrow's legends like Kylian Mbappe and Julian Alvarez to win it for their team. Finally, the football lovers will witness second memorable match of the century, the first being Italy versus Germany in Mexico in 1970. With Prityush Ghosh, Tripti Srivastav, Sports Desk.
And now, before we end the bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates and lays foundation stones of multiple development projects in Shillong, Meghalaya. Addressing a public meeting, Mr. Modi says the centre is according the highest priority to development of Northeast region, showing positive results on the ground. Home Minister Amit Shah appeals to the insurgents in the Northeast to lay down arms and help in speeding up economic development. INS Mormugao, a P-15D stealth-guided missile destroyer commissioned into the Indian Navy. In cricket, India defeat Bangladesh by 188 runs in Chattogram Test, take 1-0 lead in two-match series, and FIFA World Cup to conclude with the grand finale between Argentina and France in Qatar tonight. And with that, we end the midday news.